In every tiny apartment, there's one surface that quietly tells the story of our days: the coffee table. It starts the morning with a cup of coffee, hosts our laptops by noon, and gathers remotes, snacks, and yesterday's mail by nightfall. Before long, that small centerpiece becomes a microcosm of clutter, the visible chaos that reminds us how little space we really have. Yet here's the contrast. The coffee table doesn't have to be the messiest spot in the room. It can be the calmest, the anchor that sets the tone for everything else. The secret lies not in styling, but in hidden storage design. Furniture that conceals the everyday, supports multiple roles, and maintains visual serenity without sacrificing comfort or character. Today, we're exploring 10 hidden storage coffee table ideas crafted for small apartments, solutions that blend function with beauty and design with everyday living. Because in spaces where every inch counts, every object must earn its place. And sometimes, the simplest furniture holds the key to peace of mind. This is Tiny Apartment Decor Ideas, Hidden Storage Coffee Table Edition, a calm approach to decluttering the heart of your home. If you've ever tried eating or working from your sofa, you already understand why the lift-top table was invented. It looks like a regular coffee table until you lift the surface, and suddenly it transforms into a dining or workspace right where you are. But the true genius lies below the surface, a hidden compartment that swallows up everything you don't want to see. Remote controls, coasters, charging cables, even a slim laptop, they all disappear with one soft close motion. For a small apartment, this is more than convenience, it's spatial strategy. You've just turned a clutter magnet into a dynamic, multi-layered piece of furniture that adapts to you. Designers recommend choosing a matte wood finish over gloss. It hides fingerprints and adds warmth. Avoid overly mechanical looks. Instead, seek tables with soft close hinges and rounded edges that feel more homey than office-like. When lifted, the top should rise smoothly without shaking. The better ones use balanced hydraulic lifts that keep your teacup stable while you work. Visually, you can keep it calm by styling only the fixed half of the table. A small tray, a candle, a vase. Let that side stay beautifully consistent while the lift section handles all the change. When the surface closes again, it should look serene, as if nothing ever happened. A lift-top coffee table reminds us that design can be quietly magical. It doesn't shout for attention, but it earns admiration through utility and calm precision. In small apartments, that kind of subtle transformation is the difference between a room that feels cramped and one that feels considered. For those who crave warmth and nostalgia, the storage trunk table is the hidden storage hero disguised as a story piece. A vintage trunk instantly adds character. It looks like something that's traveled, something that carries memory. But open it, and you'll discover one of the most generous storage spaces you can have in a small apartment. Tuck away spare blankets, board games, or seasonal decor. Items you want accessible but not visible. The sturdy build lets you use it as both coffee table and extra seating, especially if you top it with a soft linen cushion or sheepskin pad. Styling is simple yet effective. Place a flat tray or rattan placemat on top to create a level surface for drinks and decor. That small touch transforms the trunk from storage box to intentional design. Ottoman versions of this idea bring softness into the room. Upholstered in velvet, linen, or faux leather, they lift open to reveal hidden compartments while offering a comfortable perch. Choose lighter tones, oatmeal, taupe, or moss green, to visually blend into your sofa zone. From a designer's eye, these pieces excel because they balance function and soul. They don't feel engineered, they feel personal. And in compact homes, emotional warmth is as important as physical space. When you choose a trunk or ottoman table, you're choosing storytelling over sterility. It's a piece that hides your clutter and reveals your personality. Proof that hidden storage doesn't have to mean minimalist or cold. It can be vintage, charming, and deeply human, a place where function meets sentiment. And when guests arrive, you'll notice something small but powerful. No visible mess, no scramble to tidy up, just a room that looks lived in, loved, and effortlessly together. There's a quiet beauty in a table with drawers. It doesn't transform dramatically or lift open with surprise. It simply offers an easy, graceful way to keep what matters close and what doesn't out of sight. Drawer coffee tables are the hidden organizers of small spaces. Slim drawers tucked beneath the surface make perfect homes for remotes, notebooks, lighters, or those stray items that otherwise drift across the tabletop. Designers often suggest choosing tables with flush front panels, so the drawers blend seamlessly with the structure. Handles can be minimal, carved pulls, leather tabs, or even push-to-open mechanisms, keeping the visual field smooth and calm. Inside the drawers, organization matters just as much. Use small wooden dividers or fabric boxes to group items. One section for tech accessories, one for writing tools, one for odds and ends. This internal order means you can open a drawer confidently without fear of chaos tumbling out. A thoughtful trick: keep one drawer intentionally empty. That's your quick cleanup zone. When unexpected company comes, every stray item has a place to vanish. A drawer table works beautifully in both modern and traditional settings. In a modern apartment, go for ash, walnut, or black-stained oak. For something softer and cozier, whitewashed pine or mid-tone beige pairs beautifully with linen sofas and woven rugs. What sets this option apart is its subtlety. Unlike the lift top or trunk, the drawer table doesn't declare its function. It simply behaves like an elegantly disciplined host. Its secret isn't in transformation, but in consistency. It gives you just enough structure to live comfortably, without clutter creeping into view. Over time, that quiet organization creates emotional ease. You start to notice that the living room feels calmer, lighter, not because you bought more space, but because you gave every object a small, hidden home. And that's the heart of small apartment design, not the illusion of space, but the removal of noise. There's a quiet genius in furniture that knows when to appear and when to disappear. Nested side tables are exactly that kind of genius. They're the dancers of the living room. Light on their feet, flexible, never demanding space, but always ready to serve. For tiny apartments, the nesting table is not just a design choice. It's a strategy of rhythm. Instead of one large, fixed surface dominating the center, you create modular balance. 2 or 3 small tables that slide beneath each other like layers of thought. When you need more surface, for coffee, a laptop, a guest drink, they glide outward, expanding your usable area without altering your layout. When you're done, they retreat gracefully, stacking into a neat, sculptural form. The best designs mix contrasting materials: wood and metal, marble and brass, glass and oak. The tension of those materials, natural against industrial, adds a sense of visual sophistication that small apartments often crave. Style tip: choose one table that visually anchors the group, usually the largest, in a warm tone like honey oak or walnut, and let the smaller ones echo that hue in lighter or darker shades. The result is cohesion without monotony. Nested tables also encourage what designers call micro-zoning. Each piece can travel, one by the sofa for a mug, another near the window for a candle, a third tucked by the entryway for keys. They extend your living area without crowding it. Functionally, this approach teaches restraint. You stop piling everything onto a single surface because your living room is now a constellation of smaller, intentional points, each with purpose. And when guests come over, there's a quiet pleasure in unfolding these tables, like performing a small act of hospitality. Here, I made space for you. That's what hidden design really means. Not invisibility, but adaptability. The ability to flex, respond, and restore calm whenever you need it. If your coffee table keeps getting buried under remote controls, gaming gear, and tangled cords, the problem may not be the table at all. It's that you've given it too much responsibility. Enter the media console with closed storage, the quiet companion that shoulders the weight of the mess so your central table can breathe again. A narrow console with drawers or sliding doors creates a secondary landing zone. It's the place where your tech lives, neatly hidden, always accessible. Designers recommend proportions that match your sofa's length but keep the depth shallow, around 12 to 15 inches, so it doesn't crowd the room. Inside, use bins or baskets to divide zones. One for remotes and cables, one for chargers and adapters, one for documents or manuals. The visual difference this makes is immediate. Your coffee table suddenly becomes what it was meant to be, a space of calm focus, not a storage battlefield. For aesthetics, match the tone of your media console to your coffee table. If your table is walnut, choose a console in the same family of warmth, even if it's lighter, like acacia or teak. This visual continuity creates what stylists call design silence, the absence of visual noise. Hardware details matter, too. Go for soft brushed handles or push latch doors to avoid cluttered lines. Floating consoles, those mounted slightly above the floor, add a modern, weightless feeling that visually expands a small space. From a lifestyle perspective, this change affects how you use your living room. You stop treating your coffee table like an inbox and start seeing it as a centerpiece again. The console becomes the backstage, functional, disciplined, and discreet. When everything has a hidden home, your living space transforms. You no longer clean in panic, you simply close a drawer. And that's the quiet luxury of small space living done right. There's something almost comical about how much space our small devices take up in daily life. The TV remote, the soundbar remote, the streaming stick, the console controller, the phone charger, the extra cable. None of them large, yet together they create constant visual noise. The simplest and most elegant fix? Create a dedicated remote and tech zone under or near your coffee table. Think of it as a small command center, hidden in plain sight, perfectly organized. Start with a lidded rattan or wooden box that fits neatly on a lower shelf or inside a lift-top compartment. Label it quietly, remotes plus chargers, and inside, use smaller dividers or felt trays to keep everything in place. This small act of containment transforms your routine. You stop searching every cushion for the remote. You stop tripping over tangled cables. You start to move through your living room with ease and calm. A designer's trick: pair function with texture. Instead of a plastic bin, choose natural materials, rattan, linen, wood. They blend into your decor while quietly signaling intention. If your style leans modern, a matte black box with hidden magnetic closure achieves the same effect with sleek minimalism. Take it a step further with a charging station built inside the box. Some versions come with cable pass-throughs that let you route cords cleanly, charging phones and tablets while keeping the surface clutter-free. This is especially powerful in small apartments where outlets are few and every corner must multitask. Why this matters goes beyond aesthetics. It's about reducing friction. When you know exactly where every small device lives, you reduce micro-stress, those tiny daily irritations that quietly drain mental space. Interior designers often describe hidden storage as emotional design, not just about tidiness, but about creating environments that allow the mind to rest. The dedicated tech zone does exactly that. It transforms a source of chaos into a system of calm. Over time, you'll find that your habits shift. You won't need to tidy up as often because the structure does it for you. And perhaps most beautifully, your coffee table will finally look like part of your living room again, not like a charging station that's lost its soul. Clutter doesn't always come from laziness. Sometimes it's just comfort without containment. The chips, coasters, and half-read magazines that drift across the coffee table like traces of daily life. That's where the snack zone basket comes in. A small, beautiful act of discipline that still honors the joy of living. Picture this: a low rattan or seagrass basket tucked beneath your media console or under the coffee table. Inside, you keep the things that usually migrate: snacks, napkins, coasters, maybe a deck of cards or a small linen cloth. It's not about hiding life, it's about framing it. Designers love this solution because it blends texture, warmth, and purpose. A woven basket introduces an organic note that instantly softens hard furniture lines. It's storage that feels alive. For a modern apartment, choose a basket with a flat, structured weave in natural or ash gray tones. For something cottage-inspired, opt for a chunky weave with a linen liner. This single, portable container keeps your space functional and forgiving. When guests arrive, you simply slide it out of sight, or better, present it as part of the moment. A casual, cozy way to serve snacks without clutter. Psychologically, the basket works because it gives permission. It says, you can live here fully, just give every habit a home. It transforms the messy human moments into part of the design itself. And that's the magic of hidden storage in small apartments. Not erasing life, but designing for it. If the coffee table is the stage of your living room, trays are the directors. They decide where the story unfolds. A tray system isn't just decor, it's spatial control. By dividing your tabletop into clear zones, you prevent chaos before it even begins. Designers recommend the two-tray method, one for aesthetics, one for action. The aesthetic tray might hold a candle, a small vase, and a decorative book. It remains almost untouched, your visual anchor. The second tray is for living, coasters, remotes, maybe a cup of tea. It's meant to change throughout the day. The beauty of this system is flexibility. When you need the surface clear, you don't have to clean. You just lift one tray. Everything moves together, calm and contained. Stylistically, match your trays to the tone of the room. A warm wooden tray pairs with rustic or mid-century interiors. A matte metal or marble tray fits modern minimalist styles. For boho or natural homes, rattan or bamboo adds softness and air. Here's a subtle trick. Always leave at least 1/3 of the tabletop empty. That negative space creates breathing room, a visual pause that makes the room feel bigger. A tray system is like choreography for everyday life. It teaches order without rigidity, balance without perfection. And in a small apartment, where every surface doubles as workspace, dining zone, and emotional anchor, that quiet discipline keeps you sane. Over time, your eye begins to crave that order. The table feels off when the trays are missing, not because it's messy, but because the calm composition has become part of how you see your home. That's when you know design has done its job, when it doesn't just shape your space, but your habits. When floor space is scarce, the only direction left is up. Vertical storage is the unsung hero of small space design, not just for shelves or wardrobes, but even in how you support your coffee table zone. Imagine a floating shelf mounted above or beside the sofa, styled with a few books, a candle, maybe a framed photo. It's not a clutter display, it's a relocation strategy, moving things upward to clear the horizontal plane. In small apartments, every flat surface competes for attention. By elevating some of that activity, you relieve pressure from your coffee table. A simple shelf or narrow wall ledge becomes a visual breather, creating rhythm between eye levels. Design tip: treat the wall and table as one composition. Choose shelf finishes that echo your coffee table's material: walnut with walnut, white oak with pale wood, or black metal with glass. This visual continuity makes the area feel intentional, not improvised. You can also use small peg rails or hooks nearby for lightweight items: headphones, tote bags, or magazines. It's a classic trick in Scandinavian and Japanese apartments, storing vertically while keeping things tactile and easy to reach. If you prefer a softer look, lean artwork on the shelf rather than hanging it. That layering effect, the frame resting gently against the wall, the candle beside it, creates a quiet, lived-in charm without any sense of clutter. The goal is to move what doesn't belong on the coffee table into a vertical frame of beauty. You're not hiding it, you're redefining its place. The result is subtle: more air, more light, more calm. Designers often say that wall space is the hidden square footage we forget to use. Use it wisely, and your coffee table will finally breathe again. Cables are the silent saboteurs of serenity. They coil around our decor, dangle from edges, and instantly break the illusion of order. In small apartments, even one visible cord can make a space feel unfinished. That's why wireless and hidden charging systems are such a revelation. Imagine a coffee table with a built-in wireless charging pad, integrated just beneath the surface. You place your phone down, and it quietly powers up. No cords, no clutter, no visual interruption. If you prefer flexibility, choose an under-table cable management kit, channels, or clips that route cords invisibly along the table frame, out of sight. Upgrade versions even include retractable cords that disappear with a gentle tug. For materials, wood tables with matte finishes hide integrated tech most beautifully. The organic surface absorbs the presence of technology, blending it seamlessly into natural form. The key is subtlety. The technology should disappear into the experience. You should never see the charger, only feel the calm of not seeing it. The visual reward is immense. A cable-free living area feels larger, lighter, and more intentional. It communicates something deeper, not just organization, but maturity in how you live. This is what modern small space design is evolving toward: invisible functionality. Furniture that anticipates your needs and meets them quietly, so your mind stays clear. Cables once represented progress. Now, hiding them represents peace. When you integrate this level of design thinking, you elevate your apartment from functional to fluid, from busy to beautifully balanced. In the end, a coffee table is more than just furniture. It's the emotional anchor of the living room, the place where every day begins and ends, where our objects gather like memories. But when you start layering in hidden storage, drawers, lift tops, baskets, trays, vertical shelves, you're doing more than decluttering. You're reclaiming calm. You're designing a space that forgives real life, that adapts when you're working, hosting, or resting, without demanding constant effort in return. Small apartments will always have limits. But design, good, human, empathetic design, stretches those limits quietly. It makes small living not just possible, but peaceful. So maybe the secret to a beautiful home isn't having more furniture. It's having smarter furniture, pieces that hold your life without ever showing the weight of it. If this episode helped you rethink your small space living, take a moment to like this video. It helps more people find calm design solutions just like this. And if you'd love more quiet, functional inspiration every week, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because the next story is already waiting in the details of your home.